Hello my little STO warriors. Yes, I'm back, and I'm back with something a little bit more different again, You know what I'm like, I don't like to stick to the normal, so I thought I'd come out with something nice and what I'd like to call cheesy, the sort of ship that everybody wants to stay away from because they'll kick their ass if you get anywhere near them. Right, let's beam out of here. Let anybody notice that little bug that's going on there? Lovely, cryptic, get on it. Sitting on his head there. Alright, okay, let's beam to space and see what ship I've gone for here. It's definitely one of my new favourites. I got it just for the console initially, but then I saw somebody else, not saying any names, little build on it, and I thought I'd give it a little go. But it's this little bad boy, this daemosh or whatever you call it. Yeah, it is a good little ship. Let me fly it over here. Okay. Right, there she is. She's a beauty anyway. I mean, she has that sort of nickel look to her, a bit like the Raider that I love as well. So I got this to try and get that other console to go with the Raider, because that console's pretty sweet. But when I got this ship, I realised actually this thing is a little beast. It really is. And I'll show you this build I've got going here. So, right, okay. So, I mean, it's not perfection. I'm still prattling around. I mean, with this one here, I'm doing it just to be really cheesy, putting the TIFF on as well. I've got the temple inversion field, so, but usually I'd have that one up front, and I'd have the 3-piece, with all the 4-piece with the chronometric polar on array kit. But for now, I'm sort of messing around with this. So, okay, right. So we start with the old neutronic, then we go for the PEP as usual, and then we go for the chronotron dual beams. The chrony beam up front is just because I want the 3-piece, as you say, with this little thing here. What is it? The temporal inversion field. So when you use the crappy temporal torpedo plus the what is it? The tachyonic kinetic converter, you get that 3-piece there, which is this tall enemies within 5 kilometers. Blah 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 blah. There you go. Pretty sweet. I mean, shame you don't get this either, but that's just on other ships. I mean, it should really give you on all temporal ships in my eyes, but maybe not. Okay, but I use it anyway just to be cheesy, because it's pretty horrible, that move anyway. So plus on the beam's pretty good for the slowdown, and obviously that torpedo, I've got that up there because I've got the 3-piece for that as well. Obviously, as you can see here, it's an exotic build. All my damage and everything's in exotic stuff. So with the 3-piece for that one, you get that sort of radiation damage plus the cooldown reduction on the torp itself. But then you get that isokinetic cannon. So that, that's like every 1 minute it says there, but I'm pretty sure it only takes 45 seconds. But see that 19,000 kinetic damage, that's pretty sick. Sometimes that's like a 70k hit straight away. It's like, wham bam, thank you ma'am, that one. PEP's always good, good for an exotic build. Pretty good with that little cloud of plasma as well, really screws people up. I'll stick to weapons first, then I'll go back to gear. So what we got aft, we've got that Thor and infused polar on beam, that's to go with the neutronic as well, so that's the 2-piece from that. Then we got this, just a sort of, excuse me, because it's always good to have like an omnidirectional beam, because I don't know, it's just always good to fire one anyway. I was trying to think of a good excuse then, because I was about to say I thought I was running a torpedo build, and I was about to say you need an omni to proc the torps better, but no, because I've got a beam up front. But maybe if I haven't got them in the range, it's good because that'll proc that, if they're not in the right arc, to shoot that first. So omni's good, it's always shooting sort of thing. Plus that's got that sort of what is it, the 2.5 chance for 15% shield pen, that's a pretty good thing to have on there. Okay, so this is the 3rd piece for the temporal, the temporal set to get that TIFF out. You need that bloody torpedo. I mean, the torp, if it ever hits, no, it pretty much does nothing, it's a worthless torpedo really. I mean, you only really need it for the 3-piece, that's it. It does nothing. I mean, unfortunately it does sometimes steal a torp spread if you're using it, or high yield, so it can be a bit of a pain in the bum, but oh well. Okay, so over to the gear. So the gear, I'm not really too mad on, as long as it's ultra rare. That's all that I definitely make sure it has to be an ultra rare set. Otherwise, it's pretty much crappy, really. Apart from, I don't have the Iconian either. I don't worry about that sort of like sick DPS sort of stuff because, as you all know, if you watch my builds, I focus on the PvP stuff. Iconian's not too bad, the 3-piece, but I would never go 4-piece really. Bit overkill really for PvP, and plus you get better stuff from other sets that help you better in a PvP fight over STFs any day. I mean, STFs are a piece of piss, anybody can do them, so what I'm worried about is surviving against these damn pre-made guys. I don't want them to kick my ass, so I go for different choices. And the first I go with deflector would be the Solenoid, because again it's got that, the EPG, so you got the plus 50 exotic, you got the plus 40 starship drain, blah blah blah, you got all that crap. And the secondary deflector, I mean, guys, you should know out there, if you watch my builds, I do not fly side ships, so secondary deflector as me was like, I don't have a clue. So I had this one. I don't know if it's any good. Please help me out. Somebody tell me what's good. To be honest, I don't really fly side ships enough to really give a shit. So this one for now, because I had EPG, I was like, sweet, that's going there. Right, okay, move on. Move away from that before I get all this hate mail from you guys going, no, that shit, don't use that, it's useless, but who cares. Okay, right, so I'm going for the 2-piece of the Solenoid. It's definitely always best to go for a hyper impulse, hyper efficient impulse if you're going to have, your power levels high in engines and you're going to be using emergency power engines, anything like that. If you've got to really go hyper impulse, otherwise you're kind of just wasting everything and you're going slow as well. So I was going to put some other hyper impulse engines in there instead. Yeah, maybe the Iconia ones, but no, because I've got really low power in my shields already. I've only got 15 in there, and this one kind of helped that out a little bit. So it's got the 3.6 power to shields plus the bonus increased below power, so that helped a little bit. I thought sod it, and it's a pretty good set anyway. You get this sort of extra turn rate, flight speed, blah blah blah. It's alright, why not, sod it. So it's okay for now. Plus you get the 2-piece, so I thought sod it, do that. Okay, warp core. I go for the temporal 2-piece, basically because with the warp core you get this, the little teleport thing, the 5 kilometers forward in front of you teleport thing. That's sort of great for PvP if you're trying to either chase somebody or either get away from somebody. You can always, pug that and you get away from them or catch them up or whichever. But I love that little trajectory dump thing. That's a wicked PvP move for me, and I kind of, it always makes me lean towards the trajectory jumping warp cores no matter what I go for. I don't know why some of them, they're not too great because you've only got delta in this one, and I'm trying to sort of charge up my delta set at the moment. It's pretty damn low. It's only like a Mark 15 ultra rare on the engines. I don't think I've got it all yet, so I don't use it yet, but I do like the delta 3-piece as well, but I love that because of it. And then what else, you always get this as well with the 2-piece. This is why I really do use it, because I've got the 25% all damage over time, hazard effects, blah blah blah. I'm not too sure what that's helping me with at the moment. Maybe the pep and other little things I've got there. I can't really think off the top of my head right now, but it is definitely helping out that 2-piece there. Okay, and then the shield. Shield is whatever. I mean, you're probably better off maybe with the Iconian one because it does do that sort of clear debuff thing for PvP, but to be honest, I never really notice any much of a difference in any of the shields I use. They're always as shit or as good as each other, so whatever. I'll just use it for the 2-piece there. Okay, right, so move on. I finally got the red matter capacitor. They finally brought it out free for, well, I say free, it's like a couple of thou dill or whatever I pay for. I didn't pay anything for it really, it was free in my eyes, and that is sweet. I've been wanting that for bloody years, for like 4 years. I've missed every giveaway they've ever given, and sweet, finally got it. So I've got that in there. I've got that little subspace fill modulator. That's a sweet little move as well for the defense, and then for your charging up your health, they always work even if cloaked, so they're a sweet little thing to do. I mean, a little gripe I've got to do with this, actually, this red matter capacitor thing. It's not to do with the actual capacitor, that's a sweet thing, no problems. It's the actual giveaway. I was pretty pissed off actually when I saw the Jem'Hadar attack ship in there, the T5U, for like free pretty much. Half of those ships actually, a couple of them are, some of us mugs have paid bloody millions and millions of EC for them, and then now you can get goddamn free. So I was a little bit bitter about that, not gonna lie. But move on. Who cares? It did mean I got a what was it? I was always after the the temporal size ship, the old one that gives you the backstep device. I never had one of them, and now I've got one, and it didn't cost me bugger all because somebody just gave it to me, so it's pretty sweet. Thank you. Right, consoles. Stop chattering crap. Okay, so we got this RCS thing. That's for, what I've got here is just like I've just got everything with EPG as much as I can on there, apart from that obviously. So this has got the EPG, and it gives you all the other good stuff, the turn rate, blah blah blah. This because that gives you this sweet bonus exotic damage up the top there, you see, and the 5 crit severity. So for an exotic build, this makes a huge difference. I mean, it is a damn good boost, that thing, so it's worth having. Plus the actual damage of that cone when you're chasing somebody and you're firing it, it is ripping them apart, so it's sweet. Okay, this little bad boy here, just for the 3-piece. I mean, obviously it's a damn good console on its own, the tachyokinetic converter. It's pretty damn sick with that crit sev and all the blah that goes with it, but it's going for that 3-piece, that TIFF here, which is this one here. Okay, so science consoles, again, it's all EPG. So we got this one, the shield capacity, plus it gives you that, the best thing about this is that 25% chance. What is it? 6% all damage for 30 sticks, steps up to 5 times when using exotic damage. See, I'm using a lot of exotic damage, so that's constantly kind of boosting damage more and more. The more I fight, the more damage I cause. So this is for the defense, it's got the physical damage resistance against those bloody entropic guys out there. I don't know how they haven't got bored of it yet. I mean, Christ, I got bored of the entropic probably, when was that video I did? I did that bloody Ouroboros Raider, I think it was 2 weeks, I must have flown that, and I was sick to the teeth of it, just like pew, pew. It was so boring. You didn't have to really do anything. You could just run away, come back in, pew pew, kill a couple, run away. Oh Jesus! And people are doing it all the time now. It's just stupid. But these sort of builds, I mean, this build here would definitely do most entropicas, unless they're using all the other shite that comes with it as well. This thing will do it though. Right, okay. That again is another one of those little cheesy consoles. See there, the 25% chance more damage again. Sort of, but that's every time I'm healing myself or with a shield heal. So whenever I'm healing myself, it's also giving me the damage boost. This one, exotic particle exciter. Shame I haven't got the exotic EPG version of this, but that is like super pricey and super hard to get hold of. I've tried to grind it a few hundred times, but no, never happened. And if you go to pay for it, it's probably like 200 million quid or something, so I wouldn't even bother, Okay, right, what else we got here? We've got the bio-neural gel. This is for the 3-piece, as I was saying earlier, with that isokinetic cannon, and plus it gives you the reduction of bridge officers, so it is a good console to use anyway. Okay, this one here, we're going for this just for that 23.7 exotic damage. Again, that's just boosting all you like. Actually, I might be wrong. Let me just check. 4556. Jesus Christ, don't say I'm wrong. And it doesn't boost it. Yes, it does. Right, okay. Whew, thank God for that. Sometimes I'm wrong about these things, guys. Sometimes I put them on just thinking, oh, that's definitely going to work, and I've never actually checked. That's the sad thing about me. I don't usually check until later on, and I think, did I actually check if that actually made a difference? And that definitely did. So, right, and that again, this console, we got the Polaron damage for the beams, because they're all, like, half of them are Polaron, plus you get the EPG as 2, and you get the torp damage, so this console for an exotic build is, definite. And also it does a 2-piece with this, so that's another reason why I was using, that's the reason earlier why I was using that one, because it 2-piece with this as well. which gave me the, the extra orcs. It's barely bugger all, not worth anything. I mean, usually you'd go for the 3-piece and put another beam on or the torpedo on for 4, and you get that, extra exotic damage again, plus blah 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 weapon damage. Plus you'd get if you had the 4-piece on. So say I had instead of this, I moved that there, got rid of that, and then I put the beam and the Krenim torpedo on there. There you go, it's the 4-piece up, so that gives me that extra Krenim proc, which is shite anyway, so it's not worth it. But it does give you the exotic boost for 30 seconds instead of 15, which is, it's a trade up there. I'm using TIFF because I think TIFF is a lot more of a pain in the arse, to be honest. I mean, yes, a nice bit of boost of exotic is nice, but TIFF to other people, Jesus, I have it done on me all the time and it really screws with your life, so I choose TIFF any day. Okay, and then we're going for the console that comes with this ship. I mean, this is really the cream, the cherry on the cake, this console. This is the only reason I bought this ship, really. But I am actually really glad I bought this ship now. This ship's sweet. But this console here, you see with that 12% crit bev and the 15% shield hit points, plus that time slip duplicate of the ship. Alright, that's what makes this console. I mean, it's basically you press it and let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. Little spam comes out. There you go. Ham or spam. That's my other ship. So the only way I'm getting hurt is if you're shooting that ship. If you're shooting me, you're doing nothing. It's just I'm immune to everything as long as this ship is alive. So the way you use it, don't pug that in the middle of Death City, where everybody's spamming all shit. Pug that away from everybody, hide it. Hide your little ship and then come in like this going, hi, look at me, Mr. Red Death Blob, for however long that lasted. It lasted quite a while, so that is a pretty sweet console. Full immunity. Sweet. And what else did it give you? Does it give you anything else? No. There you go, 30 seconds. That is actually sick, isn't it? 30 seconds of immunity. But usually, people smash that up in seconds, so it's a bit of a pain sometimes. Okay, right, let's move on. Skills. Okay, skills, specializations, let's go over that quick. I go for Temporal Operative 1 now, active primary. I never used to use it, but I'm testing this sort of thing out. I'm testing this continuity out, seeing if it's any good. I haven't seen any amazing things yet. It's saved me a couple of times, but most of the time, I think it's because it's 3 minutes. It's a little bit too long for me. I'm probably going to swap it around and go back to secondary pilot main for this one. Yeah, because pilot's always a good solid deal, isn't it? Oh, bugger it. Right, we'll leave it on at the moment. We're not going to change it yet, but I know I will. Okay, I know I'll change it back because I haven't seen any great help from that, first place on temporal yet. Okay, skills. I hate skills. I would officially say it now. I really hate skills. They drive me crazy. These cost me a fortune because I'm respecking, once a week probably. Yeah, every other build I'm respecking, and it's expensive. So today, these are my skills. Because I'm using torpedoes, obviously I'm focusing on the torp power. Tomorrow I'll have beams, so I'll probably have to respec and go back to beam power. But 2 in there is okay. I'm charging up all this crap really. I want to get the the ultimate and psi, definitely. It's definitely the one. But as you can see, I've got blah blah blah, cap, hull cap. This is the main thing. I'm not worrying about that. Drain infection. I don't know why I bothered putting a skill point in there, because I don't think it does nothing. I've never seen it do anything, so I'll probably take that out and put it into there. And then, when I go back to beams or cannons, I'm going to put them all 3 in there and get rid of that probably. Okay, so what we've got, the shield hardness, blah blah blah. Weapon amp. Why did I put weapon amp in? I've never put weapon amp before in my life. Okay, but I did. Okay, I didn't see any difference. Wow, I've actually done a really terrible build here, guys. I don't like this at all. Okay, I'll probably have to change this because I usually put those 2 into pen. They go into penetration onto that. Max out that, blah blah blah, damage control, yep, that's about usual, that's average. Exotic particles, yep, stick it in there. I'm not worried about long range targeting because I don't care about my beam damage, so I took that out. Okay, shield absorption, don't worry about reflection, it's nothing special, so I don't really bother with it. Cooldowns on these two bad boys, definitely have that on there for, you know, those when you're in the fleet games or when you're in an arena, you're going to get the extra hull from all the other guys, so it's worth having. And the tactical readiness I don't ever bother with. I don't know, I use so much tactical, but I never bother with any readiness for it. I don't know why. It's probably because I've got reciprocity or whatever it's called. I've got that, and yeah, it's probably not good enough. It's probably not good enough tactical. Maybe I should put one in there or something. Or yeah, I think I might do. I think I might slap one in there at one point out of here. Okay, so traits. Let's move on up to traits. The ones I've got here at the moment are, so I've got the ablative shell for the extra damage, for the extra hit points every time you get hit over 10,000 or whatever. We got that for the extra 20% bonus hull heal. I always go for the defense, so I don't know if it's great or brilliant, but I always think defense over accuracy, so I choose that one. Give it your all. Basically every time you're like doing an emergency paddle engines or shields or anything like that, you're getting the the dodge 20% of the damage, so that's pretty sweet. The helmsman, I love that for the flight and turn rate and for the evasive maneuvers cooldown. Inspirational leader, that's you know, it's a locked in thing, always use it, it's brilliant. This one for the that critical hit chance for exotic damage ability, so every time I'm using my, as you can see, I've got tractor beam repulsors and all that crap there, so I want that 50% crit every time with 43.8 crit hits for exotic damage. I need more exotic particle generators. See, I need those both up to 50. I'm not quite there yet. I'm close, but no cigar. Damn. Okay, we got positive feedback loop. Actually, that probably goes up to 50 when I'm in game, actually. So we got positive feedback loop. We've got that goes every time you use hull heal, you get more exotic damage. Every time you use exotic, you get more hull heal. So it's like, that's pretty sweet. You know, it gives you stuff. So it's pretty good every time you're using these moves that I'm moving here. So okay, secret command codes. That's your resist to confuse. Blah blah blah. You know, plus 20 all damage resistance for 10 seconds when you're controlled, and you always are in PvP. Then I'm choosing this one at the moment. I'm having a little play around. I don't know if it's any good, but I'm wondering in PvP if that's going to be pretty sweet for other guys. I'm wondering how long this runs for, because every time you're using the repulsors, you know, one random subsystem disable for 7.4 secs. You know, I'm guessing everybody I'm hitting, so it's like loads of people around me. I'm repulsoring everybody, it's doing that to everybody. If that's the case, that's pretty sweet. I mean, it doesn't say only one person, does it? On your target. Oh, I don't know. See, that's a bit, I don't know, but what if you're not targeting anybody? I don't know. Also trigger random subsystem disable. Oh, I don't know. See, who knows what that really does, but these are the sort of things that really mess with people's heads, so I thought I'd give it a go, see if it works. Somebody can probably tell me in the comments, does it actually work or is it crap or whatever, so let me know. Yeah. Okay, so at the moment, because I'm using a little beam spam just for a little bit, I want a bit more power on my subsystems, so I thought, sod it, I'm going to go for supremacy. I mean, I don't really give too much of a shit about my subsystem power because it doesn't seem to make, no, I'm lying, of course it does make huge differences, but in PvP you can survive on lower powers, if you know what I mean. You can, but I'm trying to boost everything up with a little bit of supremacy, so I've got my beams all at the back, you know, spamming, and my dual beams at the front for the extra proc for that, slowing them down and all that crap. So, you know, sod it, why not, do it. I'll put the supremacy there. I've got the what you always have to have, the invincible. I've got that for the highly specialised, for cooling down my specialist tactical stuff, and they give you the whole restoration and the exotic particle gens and the weapon spec. So pretty sweet little move, that highly specialised, definitely worth having. We got, as I was saying earlier, the reciprocity. Got that in there for the cooldown to the attack and the intel stuff. I don't think I've got no intel, so attack stuff. And improve pedals to the metal. You see, I either choose between that and tactical retreat. You know, sometimes I do need the extra damage, definitely. Everybody needs extra damage, and I'm usually at full throttle because I'm just flying little circles around people, spamming the shit out of them. So you might as well have that, you know. Well, yeah, why not? Definitely, it's definitely worth having. But say I'm in a hard match, get my ass kicked, and I get a bit pissed off, I might slap that on instead, you know, just to sort of give me that extra get out of jail free card. That is a good one. That's a good one to have. Okay, reps. Reps, I'm going for the active hull hardening, so when I'm getting battered it gives me that extra damage resistance to my hull, so that's definitely worth it. Going for the extra cooldown speed on my bridge officers, 16% crit survive, 30% damage to you know, resistance to damage over hazard effects. See, I don't know if that's any good. I haven't got a clue. Got no way of really testing it without sitting there with a mate, letting him spam me with hazard over time crap and counting the numbers. But I don't know. I've seemed to get a lot more hurt if I don't have it on, so I have it on. Put it that way. You know, one of these guys, I test this game. I don't I don't test it by counting the numbers by some of you guys do. You have your little Excel spreadsheets and you go, put 3 points into that, gives me exactly 1.33 of that bullshit. No, I don't do that crap. I fly the game, I put the thing on and I kill people and I go, I killed them better. I keep that on. I take that's how I learn. I kill you better with this on. Okay, right, keep going. And I test myself. I always fly against the hard bastards that I know are going to rape me, and I enjoy it when they kick my ass, because if I ever make them sweat, I feel good about myself, rather than thinking, oh, I can kill everybody around me because they're computers. Okay, right, so the 5% bonus exotic there. Going for a bit of that. Yeah, that's about it. They're probably not great, but I like them, so I'm using this lot at the moment, and they work pretty damn good. Your active reps, you've got to have that ball of green shitty death. That's sweet, that move. That absolutely canes people on an exotic build. That damage, look at that, you know, 6,000 damage, whatever. When that's buffed to hell, that's like 25, 30 all the way, all day long while they're stuck in it. You know, it's pretty sweet. That for your get out of jail free card. This for recharging your shields if you get low. This little bad boy for, you know, killing people's what they call little shuttles and stuff, if they have little ships around them, kills them pretty sweet. That does bugger all, but whatever, it's still there, it's pretty good. It's a free thing, so keep it. Stations for the people I use. Who have I got here? I've got Montgomery Scott, so yes, I've got Scotty hologram. This is pretty sweet as well. Somebody gave me this little voucher for all these little hologram guys, which was pretty nice of him. So the skills he's got, where's his traits? So the reason I have him is because he has techie, and he is a better techie than the techie I think I have. And techie's actually pretty good for your whole regen and restoration, so it's pretty sweet to have him on there. You know, I could have maybe a pirate one for more damage, but I think, you know, if you put out enough damage, pretty damn good damage, plus you can survive really well, that's better than getting raped and, you know, just putting out loads of damage, to be honest. So I have Mr. Scott on there. The other guy, this dude Nazem, he's a pirate, so he gives me the I don't know if you haven't seen a pirate traits, these are good to have on there. He gives you the 1.5% all damage and 150 stealth. There you go, that's what pirates have. This guy, temporal, he's a temporal guy, obviously. He's a Kremlin, how'd you say it? Kremlin. No, I can't remember where they are now. Where is he? Let's have a look. Krenim, sorry. Kremlin, Jesus Christ. Because I called my bloody guy Kremlin, that's why. So he has got that. So there you go, 10% power on engineer ability. So I've got one of them, two of them, three of them. So I've got, you know, 30% reduction, one in psi, one in eng, one in tac. That seems to be good enough. You know, this guy's pirate. I could put another one of those temporal guys in the engineering seat and cool them down quicker, 10% more. See, I don't know if it stacks or what. I don't know how well they stack, to be honest. So I'll have a pirate in there. I could have no. I would say I'd have a superior ROM op for the extra damage, but bollocks that. It's better having, you know, if you're being able to only use one of these at a time, you know, all these people that double up on their bloody abilities, I just don't get it. I don't get why people are doubling up on abilities. If you know, I see all these other builds out there, and I watch all these other people's videos, and I watch all the, you know, read all the blogs, and I see them all out there going, oh, I'll get my high DPS, blah blah blah, and I've got double beam, fire at will 3 or whatever, and I'm thinking, but why do you have double beam? And then they're using like temporal guys, and then they're using reciprocity, and they're using, I'm thinking, why? It's got like bloody, what is it, 24.1 resets charge before reciprocity even kicks off. It's like, and the global's 15, yeah? So why would you need to double up on it? Why not use one of everything, have loads of cooldown shit, and then you just have more power output stuff? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe people are trying to optimize on it, but I think the only things you can really optimize on are stuff that, you know, takes 48 seconds maybe. Anything that takes 20 seconds, man, Christ, that's optimized to shit. You know, you ain't going to get more than 15 seconds out of that ISO. Whatever. Stick to the one of everything in my books, guys. Don't double up on anything apart from these. I'd double up on these. Actually, why the hell am I doubling up on that? Look at that, 25.9 sec recharge. I'm a fool. So I've just learnt something myself there. I actually thought the tractor beam repulsor was what was I going to say? Was like 45 sec recharge thing. I mean, it probably is, but all my traits are actually making it quicker. And any day now I'm going to have to get that Pesado ship or whatever it is as well to get the Psi temporal, the Psi cooldown ability, I think. Ah, bugger. So I can actually change this now. So that's pretty sweet. So I think what I can do is I can change this to something pretty horrible, can't I? Ooh, dirty. See, I could actually put that on just for fun, just for shits and giggles, or I could even put that on. Ugh, that'd be horrible as well, wouldn't it? What's the cooldown on that? Let's have a look. 41. Ugh. Let's put that on just to play around. 2 tractor beam killers there. They'll probably mess with each other's cooldowns, but that's 15 secs. So yeah, no, I'm not going to put that there. I'm going to put that there just for the time being. Oh, why do I start changing things? Come on, there you go. Right, I'm going to put that there, but I'm not going to have that there. I'm going to have something totally different there, but I don't know yet, because I didn't realise that cooldown was only 25 seconds. I mean, by the time you've kind of been in battle, and you've got other things that cooling shit down as well. Right, don't touch. I'm just going to leave it how it was, boys, because I shouldn't have fiddled then. I didn't realise how low that cooldown was. And I'm going to get something else soon to actually cool that Psi ability down even more soon, so I can only have one of everything as well. Okay, right, moving on. So what we got here, we got the structural integrity collapse 3. Now I have that because obviously these tractor beam repulsors, they do the kinetic damage, so that's going to really boost that. This aux powered structural integrity field, because everybody knows, you know, you put the doff with it and it placates everybody all the time, so that's always on there. We got the aux to shield. So right, this is one as well that I'm going to change, I think, guys. I'm going to put, I haven't got it, I don't think there, but I think I'm going to put, you know, emergency power to auxiliary, and then I'm going to try that doff that gives you the 25% auxiliary weapon damage, or auxiliary damage, not auxiliary damage, what's it called, exotic damage. So I'm going to try that with the emergency power to auxiliary with the 25% damage boost, and maybe 2 or 3 of them, and see what sort of difference that does. See, you know, if I put those doffs on there, maybe I'll try 1, then I'll get 3, and then I'll see what damage that makes then on these little bad boys, see if it really smashes the shit out of people, because I believe it's gonna, you know, I believe that may help, but who knows. That's what this game's all about, and it's testing shit out and see what goes on. Okay, so I always stick to an engines thing. You know, some people don't like the emergency power engines, but I think it's a must. You got to keep moving, because otherwise it's just bloody impossible, this game. Hold together 1, that's good for keeping yourself alive. Most people here See, this is where I differ from most, because I think most people would go, you know, omega, delta, spread 1 or whatever, or attack pattern maybe, and not even bother with a spread or a torp or anything. But I go for sort of a lambda because I'm using the beam fire at will, and lambda spams beam fire at will pretty well together. Sod it, I'm going for those two mixing, plus then these two proc each other because I've got a doff that cools these down quicker. No, that bloody doff doesn't work either. I just realised that. Damn it, I keep realising things that I'm doing wrong. Okay. I might have to have a look in the middle because I was actually thinking with these bad boys. Oh well, I don't have it on anyway. Okay, I don't have it on anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So these are going to be just, that's going to be cooled down by reciprocity, that's going to be cooled down by highly specialised, so you know, that's what's working those cooldowns there. So sod it, I'm not going to fiddle, I'm not going to change it because I thought of something else a minute ago that might go quite well, but I'm not going to. No, I'm going to keep that how it is. That with the torp spread too, because I love just, yeah, I don't know, sometimes I just rely on exotic damage and it gets quite shitty and boring, so torp spread always looks pretty, doesn't it? And you like to see the big splash, so it's good to get on there, so I put it on there. The beam fire at will to do the supremacy and to proc all the shit that goes with it, as I was doing before. The tractor beam repulsor 4, the 2, I'm going to fiddle with these obviously what I was going on earlier. The hazard emitters 2, quick heal, plus the science team 1 to, you know, these all your get rid of all the shit that people could spam on you. Plus with that, it's great for getting, you know, clearing everything. Okay, right, so I've gone through that. As I said before with doffs, right, there's a few doffs that help things out. Right, so we're going with this for the recharge evasive maneuvers. So every time you use evasive, see with the countdown there, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, got 35 seconds. Plug that down to 3. So that's always a sweet one to have, I think, in PvP, because you're always wanting to use bloody evasive. Right, this one for the crit severity buff on firing energy weapons stacks up to 3 times. I don't have a purple one. 3% is, I shouldn't say it's good enough, because nothing's ever good enough until it's ultra rare. I will get a purple one eventually, but I don't always use this character, to be honest. It's just I got lazy and put him in there because I wanted more crit. That's my only answer. I got lazy. Couldn't be bothered to look down the roster and find something that probably is more better, but sod it. He's in there now. Okay, this one for your every time you use what is it, emergency power ability, so any one of these, you get your 40% chance to remove your debuffs off yourself, so that's sweet. You've got to have that. This one here for the, as I was saying earlier, so when you pop that, you get this placate the next attacker for 4 secs. Everybody hates it, everybody uses it. You know, when you're in PvP games, everybody's saying, you placate me, whatever. They're placating too, and they're using the exact same shit, so I don't know why they whinge. Okay, this one here, this goes with the emergency powder subsystem ability, so that and that, when you're popping these, you get 35% chance to reduce the recharge time of these by 30%. That's a must as well, I think, because I don't really have anything at the moment that's that's quickening or speeding up the recharges of my engineering abilities, which is a bit shit for me, but it'll have to do, because these ones here, as long as you're cycling them together sort of thing, they're kind of proccing each other and they're staying under the 30 seconds, which they last 30 seconds anyway, so it's worth it. Worth to have one, I think, at least one of these. And then this guy here, for that 15 secs, a 50% chance to heal over 40% you're restored by hazard emitters. So when you plug your hazard, 20k, so you're getting 40% of 20k 15 seconds later, 50% of the time. So, and it does proc all the time, so it is worthwhile. It is worth having, guys, so definitely give that a try. Okay, right. I do love the look of this ship as well. She does look beautiful as hell. She is, let's get a bit closer. Why am I so far away? Because that goddamn whining. She is pretty. Very pretty. Right. Okay, for setting up your bits. people never go into actually setting up your bits, you know, setting up your screen. You know, you should definitely go into it a bit more, people, on your build vids, because these all make massive differences. I mean, your engine power and all that shite. I mean, people sometimes I see their vids and they're flying with everything halfway, but then they got like a drain build. You know, you've got to have your max aux, you know, all your power in your auxiliary. Just basically put that up to the top, click lock. You know, that's it. Click lock, that's locked. Put that up to the top, click locked. These two stay down. That's it. That's all you need to know. These two can stay at 15, 15, whatever goes in the cap is bonus, but whatever. These two need to be full. That's it. Bottom line. Any side build, any auxiliary, damage build, any twat that's putting half in here, you're just wasting bloody decent damage in my eyes and decent heal. So, right. Where are you setting up your bars? You know, everybody knows me, I'm a spammer. I'm a spacebar spammer, I'm lazy as shit. I like to fly quickly, so I like to look around and keep an eye on what's going on, so I'm a spammer. All these other PvP video guys out there, they say they don't spam the spacebar. Bollocks, they do. Then why, you know, ask them how come half the time when you're watching their videos, you know, they're procking stuff but they're not clicking anything on the screen. It's because everything's bound to one other key. So if they're saying they're not spamming spacebar, they're spamming spacebar, they're just spamming B or N or M instead of spacebar. So it's the same difference, boys. Right, so spamming it up, I like to spam it with, you know, going from this one going downwards and then downwards. So I have my engines go first, then I have my, you know, usually I'm not within 10 kilometers while I'm spamming this, getting ready. So that goes first to get my speed up, then that charges, then by that time I'm usually at 10k, that'll proc, those fire, you know, and then the cycle goes on. Obviously I've locked my bloody thing out there. Where's it gone? Where's that gone? Jesus, there it is. Right, repulsors 2. Okay, alright, so that's how it goes. You know, I've got, it looks really full, but it's only full because I've popped these things in here, you know, these target shield subsystem things that come with side ships. I've never noticed this before as well because I've never had a side ship. You get all these extra little things and they're pretty sweet. You know, I've had that shield one go on people and I'm running at them with a volley of bloody high yields and everything's firing, and then suddenly a shield disappears and I just think, really? That's bloody awesome. Why have I never flown a side ship before? Talk about OP. Okay, so there's that red matter capacitor. I'm so happy to see that glowing in my little tray there. I'm very happy to see that because I've been wanting that for years. So there you go, Bosch, full power. I think with supremacy as well and all the crap going on, power levels are going to be good, which is sweet. I've never really had many high power levels before, but that's pretty cool. You got this, see there, that big sphere. So you keep anybody in that within 5 kilometers. They are fooked, they're going slow, their recharge times are going slow, everything's getting knackered, so that's pretty damn sweet. Plus you got that as well, you can, you know, stay alive while you're slowing people down. Then you've got this for your, what is it, your ultra, so you got your ultimate, see that, critical chance 50%, sweet. So then that's why, yeah, that's how I put everything out on my little deck down here. So let me chuck that over there because I like to have a constrictor anchor. See, I like to set it out so I've got my, you know, two little boring piece of shit Delta Alliance, you know, get out of, you know, call in some help reinforcements crap there. There are my power buffs, so if I'm going in and I know I'm going to charge everything up and give him everything, I'm going to go plop plop plop, you know, maybe bosh that as well, smash it. There's my get out gel, this is my heal side, and then my cloak side. This bit down here is just crap that I barely use, plus you've got to always put your threatening stance on because it gives you that extra hole. And then this is my trajectory jump, see, there you go, 5k, get out of there, and then you've got your rock and roll. So that's the way you want to set it up. I mean, if you fly like me, as I say, power levels up there. Okay, I think that's it, guys. Right, I will let you go. I'll do a little bit of flying, probably won't be PvP because I don't think anybody's going to be on, so I'm not going to have a chance to record any. Let's have a look. Nope, nobody's ever on anymore because there's fucking Entropics killed it. Everybody's sick of hearing the pew pew. Cheers, guys. Well done, Craptic. But I will do probably some Karat. Usually there'll be a couple of noobs in Karat I can vape. So I'll see you later. Yeah, cheers for watching, guys. See you later. Bye.
We are back in control, force them to surrender. Take what is ours, restore law and order. Back in control, push them further out to sea. Portland's in our hands, back under British reign. In control, force them to surrender. Take what is ours, restore law and order.